Dear Gladys, what should we do? You're like our teacher, but you never seem to tell us the answer directly. You just faithfully execute every time we step on the gas and brake, and you respond to our thoughts with a roar of the engine. But I know that as long as I get behind the wheel and keep moving, we'll always find a way. You have taken us to many places we could not go before, done many things we could not imagine before, and allowed us to meet many like-minded people. I am so grateful to have met you. You came from Toledo, traveled thousands of miles to come to us and change our lives. Thank you, Gladys. I like to call this entrepreneurial process a journey. It seems like an adventure full of challenges and surprises. EXCEEDFAB is like a small boat that has just gone out to the sea. We are sailing in the dark and the deep sea, and the loneliness is always with us, because we couldn't find any similar brands to us to refer to. Whether it will be a success or failure, we seem to be the first to do it. Mediocre grades growing up and was in a very bad class in high school. I don't like doing homework, and neither do many of my classmates. They choose to copy homework every day to fool the teacher. I choose not to write at all when I don't want to. So whenever the teacher asked me, I said I just didn't want to write or copy because I thought it was meaningless. I don't think I'm a superior because I don't do my homework. I just don't want to waste my time. The teacher once told my mother that Kelvin's personality might cause him to suffer in the future because he doesn't know how to adapt. It reminded me of Forrest Gump. I always seemed to be the odd one out of the crowd, but I had a mother who was willing to believe that I could accomplish something. I'm very glad that I started EXCEEDFAB brand. Maybe some of my characteristics have been preserved, that we are loved by everyone in the forum. It has been nearly 10 months since October last year. Overall, everything has been going well so far, with no major setbacks. Although the first batch of SD1 deliveries has a problem with the door latch handle being bent during the transportation, fortunately most customers were understanding. We have remediated this issue by reissuing the latch, and would like to thank to our customers for supporting us and helping this little boat continue to sail. I graduated and started working in May 2022. 2 years ago, I came from my hometown to the Canton to pursue my dream. I thought I would start a business here, but I didn't expect to start that early, and I also didn't think I would make Jeep parts. Everything seemed unexpected. A chance opportunity allowed me to establish my own brand. Because such an opportunity was too precious and I didn't want to lose it, I took it. At the beginning, I was alone. Everything was difficult at the beginning. There were countless choices and directions waiting for me, but too many directions would make people lost. It took me a long time to decide to start with Gladys, and the reason is simple. Gladys combines a pickup truck and a Wrangler. Even though Gladys sales have continued to decline in recent quarters, I still believe that this is a model and a market with great potential. Then I realized I need a designer to help me turn my ideas into reality, and I also want to hear other people's opinion on many things, so I found Jamie. I spent a whole lunchtime in the coffee shop explaining my ideas to him, and then Jamie became the second member of the EXCEEDFAB. So that's how our little boat set sail. When I was in the primary school, I have to walk 20 minutes home every day. My favorite game was to count the minutes in my mind and then look back to the starting point. Every time I was surprised that I could walk so far in 1 minute. And now when I look through the photos of past 6 months, it makes me feel like I'm back to my childhood. At the end of each trip, when I arrive at my destination, park the truck, prepare to pick up my luggage, and the dome light comes on, I feel like I've just finished watching a movie and the theater turns on the final lights. It has been exactly 6 months since we first went camping, which is enough time for a lot of things to happen. This is the video of our first camping trip, the first time we took off the roof panel and feel the breeze and the joy that the Gladi brought us. Canton and Hawaii are about the same latitude, and even though it was already December, the weather was still hot. We hadn't thought of a brand name yet, and everything was still a blank sheet of paper. All I knew was that our first product was going to be a tube door, so we went camping on the beach with every type of tube door we could find to test. I didn't quite understand why customers on Amazon complained that these products were difficult to install and adjust until we spent 2 to 3 hours to install a set. As we drove on the beach, these tube doors kept making the rattling noise, just like I saw others have online. The more we did these tests, the clearer it became about what kind of tube door we want to design. We only brought a bed tent and an inflatable mattress. We had no stove or pot, no axe to chop wood or kettle to boil water. We only brought self-heating rice. We didn't even bring a table or chairs, so we had to eat dinner on the fender. At night, everything seemed to be rushed. We didn't set up the tent until 1 a.m. We were afraid that the curtain would be stolen by others at night, so we had to put it under the Gladi when we slept. The mattress we brought was only big enough for one person, so Jamie slept in the tent, I slept in the cab. I found mosquitoes at 2 o'clock and then fought with them until 4 o'clock and finally killed them. Several times I saw that maybe I don't need to sleep tonight. Although the first night was not comfortable, I was very happy because I gained a lot during the installation and testing of the tube door. I don't know if you all seen this picture. This is the SD1 that we designed at the beginning. We made 2 outward flare steel pipes and post them on the Gladiator forum for discussion. Some people liked them and some didn't. But this is not our only design. We kept the outer shape, cut off the protruding steel pipe, and combine it with 3D printed parts to see if our solution is beautiful and reasonable. This design includes an inner handrail tube and a protruding steel tube on the outer side. Unfortunately, after evaluation by the factory, the design was found to be difficult to implement, and making this door out of iron would make the weight of the door twice that of the normal tube door. So we had to abandon this design and move on to exploring new ones. During this time, we found the best materials we could to make accessories, such as these limit straps. Compared to another brand, I don't think I need to say much about the quality and the workmanship. You all know the rest of the story. We went to the Western Plateau, grassland, forests, and all kinds of places to test our SD1. As our business grew, we realized that we need to move to a new studio so we could design, test products, and shoot more conveniently. We spent several days looking at various places and finally chose this one. So we've been already packaged our stuff and we are going to get to our new office. This first floor warehouse, which is about 2,100 square feet, was previously renovated by a woman's clothing company and has some basic facilities. This way we can get into use sooner and spend less. We bought office desks and chairs at second-hand market, assembled shelves and racks, and installed air conditioners. There were a lot of mosquitoes here, so we put screens on all windows. So this is our lobby. We park our Gladi here. This is where we plan to use it to modify samples and test things. And here are some of tools and stuff for off-road camping. This is our office. The painting on the wall was taken when we traveled to the Western Plateau. In fact, the drifting person was my Tibetan friend Sonam. This was originally a live broadcast room. By hanging black curtains as a background, we should be able to get some cool photos. So this basically is our studio. We have been here for like half a month and I'm curious what it will look like by the end of this year. Actually, I don't know where EXCEEDFAB future will go, but there is a saying that the dreams can be big, but the first step is always small. All we can do is do well in the present. So, how far can you walk in 1 minute? I recommend you to try this game too. Maybe you will also be surprised when you look back that you can walk so far. We haven't succeeded yet, and EXCEEDFAB hasn't gotten off the brink of death yet. But I think it's more interesting to make this video now than to look back on it in 5 years. Because every day now we're rewriting our future. I will make another similar video at the end of this year to talk to you about our thoughts and status. If you are also a person who is working hard for life, don't give up. I hope our story can give you some inspiration. When you walk late into the night, at least you will know that somewhere in the world there is a little spark shining just like you. Well, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for coming here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to us. And I also welcome you to check out our Instagram, where you can see more of our daily life. See you next time.